Sometimes a frame is off on purpose, showing us something's wrong with the character in it. Frieren has a famously analyzed version of that, and Chainsaw Man has one too, only no one's talked about it. What connects these shots isn't just composition. Both scenes tie their show's broader themes to this exact moment. I'm Gyozagodfather, and in the latest Watch Chainsaw Man with me, we'll be exploring how the past in Frieren is sacred, and the future in Chainsaw Man means escape. Spoilers for Frieren Season 1 and Chainsaw Man Res Arc. Frieren, Frieren, Stark, and the goatee priest have gone to a small village to see one of Frieren's longest-lived friends, Old Man Vol, a frontliner dwarf who's protected his village for over 400 years. In a flashback to the first time Frieren and the hero's party met him, we learn why. He guards it to keep a promise to his long-past wife, protect the home she loved. When Himmel reassures him that keeping a promise to someone who's gone is still worth it, Vol says what we're all thinking. Boy, this guy's a real hero. And he means it all too. So Old Man Vol tells Himmel he'll carry him forward in his memories. Himmel thanks him, but politely declines, and points to Frieren instead. She's the one who's going to carry my 18 poses forward. So by the time we meet Vol in the present again, Frieren's connection with him isn't just, we've known each other for centuries. He's part of the reason she now understands remembering as a responsibility. And this ties into one of Frieren's big themes. The past is alive inside us. So carrying the memories of loved ones forward allows you to better appreciate your present and better understand your past. Frieren didn't get that on the first journey, but she's learning it now. In Chainsaw Man, Reza shows up early and immediately pulls Denji's attention away from Makima. They've been hanging out every day, and they're on their second date night in a row. Reza's been hiding the fact that she's there to kill Denji and steal his chainsaw heart, because, as we'll soon find out, she's got feelings for him. Reza's about to bring up Denji's present in order to get him to dream about a future. She's twice told him it's weird he doesn't go to school. Like I said in my previous video, the subtext from Reza is, isn't it weird that I don't go to school either? Let's run away and be weird together. Maybe we can be normal by becoming something new someday. This is an important point of contrast in these two stories. Relative to Frieren and Old Man Vol, Denji and Reza are toddlers. There comes a point in your life when the scales tip. You've now lived more life than you have left to live. You'll never know when you've hit it. If you're middle-aged, it could be right now. But when you're on the extreme ends of the spectrum like these two pairs, your thoughts orient in the direction of more life. For the youngsters, their entire road is ahead of them. It's the possibility to escape their terrible present and be something new, because that's always the promise of the future. That's why being young is so wonderful. You have so many things to experience for the first time, good and bad. For the long-lived, their entire life is behind them. The idea of change or living differently are long gone. The only direction to look is back down the winding path of your life, using memories to try and make sense of how you ended up here. Sure, you can't experience something for the first time again, but you can remember the first time it happened, and who you were with when it did. And this is how the past becomes a sacred object, and the future becomes the promise of escape. Near the end of their visit, Vol asks Frieren if she can still remember Himmel. She gets upset immediately, because it feels like he's questioning the foundation of their friendship. Of course I remember him. How could you ask that? But he's not teasing her. He's getting ready to tell her, because I can't remember. She's initially shocked, but when he says he can't remember his wife's face, voice, or gaze, the exact things he told Himmel he'd never forget, Frieren smiles, thinking he's joking the way he always does, pretending to be senile. So they sit down on the cliff's edge. There's nothing but the cold night in front of them and the stars shining their light from the past. Vol asks where they're headed. Frieren tells him, near the Demon King's castle. He responds, good. You're finally off to beat the Demon King. And this is where the framing does the work. We get two frames. The first is a full shot of Frieren facing the wrong direction, looking away from the open space of the frame. When a character faces into the short side, it's the frame telling you something is emotionally off. And here, what's off is obvious. Frieren just realized Vol wasn't joking earlier. Then we cut to the close-up, the one with no nose room. That close-up hammers home how shocked she is. Wait, was he joking when we first got to the village, or did he really not remember me? The friend who helped teach her that remembering matters can no longer remember what mattered most. Frieren has seen Himmel reduced to a small old man. She's seen Hyder go gray, watched Aizen weaken, but this is different. Old Man Vol, the person, is disappearing. She's about to correct him, tell him the Demon King was defeated over 80 years ago, but then a breeze comes up from behind and ruffles her hair. It's such a Frieren moment. I love it, because it almost feels like it's Himmel explaining how to behave again. Frieren, we don't correct people with dementia. Because she's an autistic 1,000-year-old elf who was totally about to do that. The gentle breeze is the pause that interrupts her impulse. She smiles and looks out into the night sky and tells Old Man Vol that she'll carry his memory forward. There's a famous quote often attributed to Hemingway that says, everyone has two deaths, when they're buried in the ground and the last time someone says their name. And this is where Frieren hits so hard. Even if you were a great hero of your time, you'll eventually be forgotten. Like Kraft the monk in the second half of this episode. It's only a matter of when, not if. So when she says she'll carry Vol forward, she's offering the only immortality most people ever get, being remembered. Vol says he'd quite like that, and that he's glad he got to see her one more time before the end of his life. Hey, today's video is brought to you by me. I don't have any sponsors, so your support would rule. I've got a Patreon and YouTube membership where you can get early access, an extra video a month, and even vote on topics and get a shout out. So check out the links in the description if you want to see more content like this. Now back to the video. Between these two scenes, there are 4 shots we're focusing on, and 3 of them play with the same basic framing rule. In Frieren, both key shots do. But in Chainsaw Man, only one does, and the fact that the second one doesn't is part of the point. As they're heading to the cliff to watch the fireworks, Reza prances ahead to the edge. We get a medium close-up of her looking back at Denji while he takes his time. This is the rule breaker. Reza is looking into the short side of the frame. It fits her emotional state perfectly. She's nervously worked up. She's about to have the talk, the teenage assassin version of, so what are we? Except the stakes aren't breaking his heart, they're literally ripping it out of his chest. The shot only lasts about a second, and it's hidden in a longer sequence that's building to this crucial moment. Rez is getting nervous energy out, twirling, putting her hands behind her back, and ignoring Denji's walking pace. This is all part of the gradual build-up to her having to put herself out there not only for love, but potentially for life. So when the shot comes and she's looking back at Denji, it's easy to miss. I know I did the first few times. Rez is facing the wrong way because she's looking back at him, and she tracks Denji into the frame as he walks up to the railing. But in concert with all of Reza's other little nervous tics, those 24 frames of something's off works to subtly prime us for what's coming. This is one deep breath before the plunge. He's at the ledge now, and after that she shuffles her feet and clutches her own arm. Reza stands to the right of him. They overlook the city. Fireworks are coming. This is where we get the second key shot, the close-up that looks the most like Frieren's second one. It's tight, emotionally tight, but it gives her leading room, and isn't breaking convention. Because this isn't shock. It's not meant to hammer home what's happening. It's anxiety. It's a slow build. She isn't realizing something heartbreaking. Reza's stepping up to the edge of saying things she can't unsay. If Denji says yes, everything changes for the better for her. And if he says no, well, you know what happens then. She brings up his school situation for the 3rd time. Only now she doesn't call it weird. She tells him it's wrong, then begs him, "Run away with me. I'll protect you." And then Reza's desperate plea lingers in the air as the wind rustles the leaves. And of course, Denji responds like Denji. He doesn't fully grasp what's being asked of him. He tries to have his cake and eat it too, stay in public safety and keep seeing Reza. She's heard he didn't say yes immediately and choose her, because with "I'll protect you," she's saying 2 things. I'm strong as hell. I'll protect your chainsaw heart from anyone who's going to try and take it. And I'll protect Denji's heart because I love you and want to be with you. It's a beautifully tragic moment, and every time I rewatch it now, I'm just telling Denji, what are you doing? Say yes, you idiot. What makes these scenes so wonderful is that they both use composition to do narrative, thematic, and emotional work. In Frieren, the frame breaks comfort the way the story breaks convention. It starts after the ending, then spends its whole run teaching you why the journey mattered in the first place. The close-up is shock, and then the scene becomes a protective act that defines the show's soul. In Chainsaw Man, the frame doesn't quite break in the same way because the scene is built on teen anxiety, not sudden grief. 2 kids who don't know what to do with their feelings or trying to figure out the future. And the tragedy is that they're probably trapped no matter what they choose. That's why these scenes hit so hard. Because whether you're old or young, the past and the future both live inside you. And it's our job to protect each, to carry forward the past, and keep dreaming that something better is possible in the future.